Prince is definitely one of our kings of music. I don't know where to put Prince at. Prince could sing, he could play instruments, he recorded himself as well, which we're going to talk about in this video. But what is behind that sound of our legendary Prince? We've done our investigation and we found it. And to our surprise and your surprise, it's a whopping $50,000 plus. What's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my home studio. I am your host, Archie Beatz, and today we have Prince epic vocal chain. It is the most epic vocal chain that I have seen. Matter of fact, it is a very rare vocal chain. Some of the pieces you can't even find anymore, let alone get a price for it, but we're going to take a swing at it. But Prince is extremely talented. I just used to enjoy when we go to the studio and hearing all the old stories and the guys that worked with him, how he done this since young. He was in the studio playing on stage, doing all this stuff before we even knew about him, and it's so cool to hear. But we've done our investigation, and here's a major surprise. This specific vocal chain is Purple Rain's vocal chain. This is how Prince recorded Purple Rain, and we have the gear listed and lined up for you guys, so I hope you guys can appreciate that. And I can say it's my favorite vocal chain of all time, because I can only imagine how this vocal chain sound. We can't get our hands on the stuff, but hey, it's good to fantasize about using this gear, right? But the purpose of doing these videos is not only entertaining, the information is out there, but I just want to explain to you guys why I feel they use this particular piece of gear, and it's cool giving you guys that foundation of quality that they approached with. You know, you don't need expensive gear to create great music, but it's great to see we have to honor the engineers and the producers and the artists behind the scenes that put so much work and it has standards when it comes to recording. It's really cool to see. And if you like videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you won't miss another video. Also, what is your vocal chain? And also as well, I'm gonna list all the gear that's available in my description below, and also some inexpensive options that you can use as well. Let's get to it. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, you're gonna be really surprised at this, and this is quoted, and I'm gonna these are quotes from Prince engineer and just people around him. He does almost everything himself. He even records his vocals using a U47 on a boom stand over the console. Insane. Luckily, those rooms were really loud, but they had a bit control of them because they did have a separate room from the computer, especially when they was using like an SSL or something, and they'd be in a whole separate room with temperature control. But the U47 now, the original one, is $32,000. That's crazy. The microphone is really warm. Prince had his vocal profile was really, his falsetto was there, but his vocal, he has a low tone and he could jump from low to high, his vocal range. But what was so crazy about that, Prince can get pretty low. His voice was low. He, you know, that deepness of his voice and that beef in his voice, a U47 would just warm it up even more and give it that nice detail up top. If he needed you to do a punch or a patch, he asked. He also did his own punching. He was hands-on with everything. He was driving the bus. Prince was driving the bus, and I'm sure he made everybody pancakes in that session as well, and they proceeded to play basketball. Comment below if you get that reference. If not, I wasted my time. But anyway, they went from there into API 4040 EQs. You can't find it. And it was built into a custom 1977 40 input 8 bus API Demedio. I've never even heard of that console. Back then, you couldn't get a console for $100,000. We're not gonna even include that, but some API options in there would be like the API 500 series, which are really cool, but it's not the same. But hey, we tried, right? Universal Audio, where are you? But it went from there into Universal Audio LA2As, which still exists. The LA2A is the same, definitely. The LA2s is completely different, and other gear, you can get stuff like that. The LA2A is around $4,000. You can get that with the Universal Audio. I use it all the time with my Universal Audio. It's on my main lead vocals, my main compressor. Works really well. Universal Audio makes it. They did well with the software emulation of it, and that's the LA2A. The emulation is about around $100-200, which is really accessible if you really need it in your vocal chain. And then also the U47 can't find it, but the 1176 LN right here with my 676 works perfectly, sounds great on vocals and drums, which is really cool. But they seemed like they was trying to warm it up and keep that heat on it, and with the LA2A it just glued it together, but you still had Prince, his vocal, his beefiness in that signal chain. And then they also had sounds just like Michael Jackson. They used the EMT 251 reverbs and then a Lexicon Delta T delays. I haven't used one of those in so long. TC Electronics, all this stuff is pretty much, you know, they're different, but it's digital reverbs, and they sound great. They give you that, it's not a part of the, it's not necessarily a part of the vocal chain. You can do chamber reverbs and things like that, and spring reverbs. My personal favorite is the BX20 from AKG, which is really awesome. Great spring reverb, and everything just came together, and that's really cool to see this. And Prince definitely went in. Well, I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. When we have inexpensive options linked in the description below. Also, some of the stuff we could find linked so you guys can read up on it, and maybe you can learn something from it, and maybe you guys can tell me if you have a piece of the gear and explain to me how it's benefiting you. And I really do appreciate you guys. This is awesome. I'm glad you guys appreciate the epic vocal chain videos, because I like doing them. I'm a mic nerd, I'm a signal flow nerd, I'm a nerd for this stuff, so I hope you guys can appreciate that. Don't forget to be great and create. Until next time, this is your boy Archie Beatz, and I am signing off.